Hello, everybody. Reggie Time here, and we're straight into the action today. Playing 6 tables of full ring ante 10 and L on GG Poker. Nothing else to say other than let's just get stuck right into the play. I'm going to be playing for. I've got exactly 1 hour and 5 minutes to play. Well, an hour actually. I need to leave the house at 11:45. It's currently 20 to 10. I'd like to get this video uploading before I go out. So, yeah, an hour, pure poker talk, and any other random thoughts that I might dump here and there. And yeah, fingers crossed, we can get ourselves into some spots. This guy at 2 tables, he's been using like 15x. Now he's just 9x. I don't think I want a flat 9x. I don't want a 3-bet versus early position, so pocket 9, sorry. So I'm just going to fold this time. 15x and folded down here to my 3-bet, practically one of the first hands. Don't know if I should have c-bet this ace-10. I was too busy talking about the 15x guy. Now we just fold, I guess. I haven't played these games in a few days. I've been playing in the app club that I am a member of, and it's been a shit week, to be honest. It's been a really shitty week. I've been distracted way too much when playing. I've been trying to play too many tables and different game types. Like last night, for example, I was playing one table of No Limit, 60 NL. I was playing one table of PLO, 60 and 60 PLO, whatever. How do I don't really know how to. Yeah, just 60 PLO. I guess that's how you'd announce it. And then I was playing a 40 pence big blind mixed game, which was a mix of Crazy Pineapple, No Limit, and PLO. Then on top of that, I'm talking to my friends in Discord. I'm talking to some of the group owners in Telegram. It just and then trying to watch football matches. It's just not focused. Been really very complacent. I mean, the games are very soft. Oh, we flopped a set here. But I've been very complacent, and I was just played badly. It only equates to like a 5 by downswing, which is, of course, fuck all. And I'm not worried about the money side of it, but I'd like to play well, and I haven't played well all week, frankly. I'm going to check raise these aces. Just hope he's only bet small, so he might be range betting. But I guess we'll soon see. He's got top 2, which is nice for him. He wants to run it twice, does he? It's going to be hard for him to win it twice, so we'll run it twice, sir. We don't want a full house. That's what we don't want. And we didn't get one. Lovely. So yeah, it's just been a touch of complacency, thinking that I can play. Well, first of all, it's an app game. I'm playing it on a table, on a tablet, so it's much. I mean, 6 tabling here, full ring, is way less hectic than 3 tabling on an app. If you've never played on the apps, you won't really understand. But it's just much, much, much harder to multi-table. You can't follow the action. I find myself timing out sometimes. I've just played shit, mate, like really, really badly. Probably the worst I've played consistently over a period of a few days now for a long time. So I need to cut my table count and just focus on the game that I want to play, which is No Limit Hold'em, I think, rather than seeing, oh, look at that PLO game, ridiculously juicy, absolutely full of morons, get me in it. And then you're just playing a 9-handed full ring table where almost every hand is 6 players to the flop. It's not really, doesn't play to my strengths as a poker player, really, because I'm not very good at PLO. So I'm certainly not going to be very good at PLO when you're playing 5 players to the flop every single time. And then on top of that, the players just like super merge you with their betting. and it's just really hard to know what's going on in hands. This king queen suited. I think we're going to flat. Don't really want to reopen the betting with this face of 4 bet. Hand's too good, really. With a flush draw, his range bet here, which is probably quite normal. We're just going to call. Feels like a nice spot now. He now checks. I'm just going to bet small on this turn card. I was just trying to target stuff like queens, kings, aces without a club. Maybe get 2 streets for going like B33 turn and then B75 river, but the man just folded straight away. So yeah, I'm recording this on a Thursday. The video's not going out on till Friday, so hopefully we have a good night tonight before the video goes out. But I need to play a lot better. I played like an idiot, frankly. Not like loose and not like loose and throwing my money away. Just lacking aggression, just being really passive, not really knowing where I'm at in hands, and then just playing badly. There's no other way of putting it, really. Just playing badly. So I need to just focus a lot more on playing and cut out all the distractions. I think that's the biggest point. Is I'm playing too many tables, and on top of that, I've got too many distractions away from the tables. So that's what's going to be worked on. Because this is easy. I'm playing 6 tables here now, and it's just a really easy grind in terms of like having enough time to think about things, thinking through hands, following hands, reading the boards. It's all a lot easier than it is on an app game. So yeah, it's on me. I've been losing, and it's no one's fault but my own, and that needs addressing. It's very rare that I think I like minus 340 something, I think. It's very rare I have like minus £300 weeks. That's because usually I just don't play as high as I have been playing. In terms of buy-ins, I've had like worse weeks regularly, or worse 3 or 4 day spells, because you can easily lose 4 or 5 buy-ins in a session. So it's not a big deal in terms of buy-ins, but it's irritating because it's a real money amount, and even though I'm completely financially secure, I still don't want to be getting into the habit of dropping 300 fucking quid in a week, because it just doesn't make you feel good. That's the coffee finished. Oh, someone's typing GTO in the chat. They must be good. 3 letters. 9-8 suited it. Is it too wide from this position? I don't think so. Not with the antes in the middle. We want to be getting after the antes where we can. King 10 suited here, but easy, just range check this board. See what happens. Flop top pair, another very easy range check multi-way. Guy here leads out. This is just going to be value always, but for this size, I suspect not a straight. And now when the hit's gone bet, call, raise. Easy fold with our 9s. This guy bets small again. I'm not going to bluff raise versus this line. I think there's just too many like mergey type hand in sets, 2 pairs, etc. that just won't fold. There's a 4-liner out there, but he's bet small. So my guess is he's got something worse than a straight, but something that is also value. and I don't like trying to make people full value hands, like strong hands, in absolute strength. Like, relatively speaking, there his hand might have been quite weak on that board, but his absolute hand strength of 2 pair plus, especially in the hands of a green tag player, just isn't going to get folded enough, in my opinion and experience. Really enjoying my full ring experiences in general, or both on this site. I mean, if you saw Wednesday's video, you'll see I had an absolutely miserable time playing like fucking half an hour of 25 vanilla Zoom. Really enjoying the full ring experience, a full ring game. Even though I'm losing this week, I do feel it plays into my strengths as a player. That those being someone who's patient, someone who's generally quite disciplined, someone who's generally pretty good at exploiting weaker players. And in full ring, you are mostly playing weaker players because the stronger players mostly just focus on the 6-max arena. So I think it does play to a lot of my softer poker skills. And just suits me as a person, and suits me as a player. Wonder what the hell that noise was there. Someone sending a voice note on the GG client. Didn't see which one it was. I think I'm coming down with a cold, by the way, which isn't fun if I am. Because I'm a particularly pathetic specimen when I am feeling under the weather. Pocket fours on the button, 200 big steep. I think we're probably going to peel if this isn't 3-bet before it gets to us. I expect it's going to be a pretty strong range. But we're going to flop a set again, so that's good. Right, what do I think his range? I mean, he could be range checking, in which case we can bet big. He could just be completely giving up with a hand that's drawing dead. I'm going to go half. Calls. So now with the speed of that call, I think it was an easy decision for him. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in like overpair territory here. And he's probably got 2 outs, so we're just going to bet half pot again. And if he calls again, then we're just going to absolutely bomb the river. That is an absolutely diabolical river. We're now going to check because we're going to lose to like pocket jacks or something. Wow, he called the turn with ace jack. I mean, he wasn't calling river anyway, but yeah, happy days. Pocket nines, 34-21. So just calling, I think. I don't want to 3-bet get this in. The thing with these gauges, they 4x the antes in the middle. We 3-bet. They're pretty incentivized. I should have range bet this board, by the way. They're pretty incentivized to just like 4-bet rip off the stack. Don't really want that over with nines. Problem now is that we just don't get to win the pot unless we improve because we've gone ready multi-way. Up to gut shot here. And this guy leads multi-way. We're just going to fold our nines. And with our good shot, just going to see bet. Going to go with half pot because I'm just not very fond of betting small in soft games versus weaker players who don't raise enough and call too much. I just think the small bets don't work very well against these player types. They work well when you're playing like a bunch of more studied players and people who check fold too often versus small bets. I just don't like small bets. I have a love-hate relation with it. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm into the small bets. And other times, I think the benefit that you get from small betting is often outweighed by the losing sight of where you are in a hand when you're not a fucking machine. And I'm certainly not a machine. I think I sometimes prefer to just invest a little bit more on early streets, get a bit more of a sense of where I'm at in a hand, and then play turns and rivers better because of the extra information that my sizes have got me. 3-bet and aces here. That probably quite fishy logic, but don't really care. I just prefer using larger c-bet sizes. Three-bet and ace king. Looks like this ace is going to get through, sadly. Oh, it doesn't. Yes, king didn't get through either, and we're not c-betting this board. SPR here of 4. So is that like bet big and then shove? I think it's going to like nearly pot, isn't it? SPR 4. You man folded. We get led into on the turn here for a big size. Nothing to do but fold. Yeah, so going back to my evening play on the apps, I think we're just going to play no limit hold'em tonight. I'd like to two table ideally, but there isn't really enough traffic for that. So I'd probably just one table and just deal with one tabling. Do, 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 do. 10-9 suited versus under the gun. I like discipline. I think this maybe should just be a fold. And for the big blind, clear defense. Small blind, not so sure. But let's be honest, we're just not going to get squeezed in this spot. Full ring, 10-L ante. Big blind is not going to be squeezing versus under the gun of small blind. So we do get to see 3 nearly always. Maybe it's fine to call. Maybe I'm just being a bit result orientated because the flop was so bad. Isolating the ace-8 suited. Bricking. And not really having many paths to victory if we're behind. Problem is if we're ahead, and this guy is an overprober, we're just going to be forced to fold our equity so often. But I think our hand's just not doing well enough here to want to invest money. I think we could definitely call this turn if he bets and it's not too big. And I guess call river. We're probably going to chop this a lot or I win. We just don't lose this pot very often. We win. This guy's checked back a board. You'd expect him to bet a lot. So I'm just going to bet now. If he's trapping, it's good for him. But I'm just going to go bet. Problem is we block the hands we're kind of trying to target here with by going bet. We block queens, we block kings. But you can still just fold like pocket eights, pocket tens, etc. It might call once and then fold river. The ace is a bad card to bluff on the river. Can we just have less value now? If we bet again here, we're kind of repping trip aces and boats at this point. We rep a pretty narrow range of value. Yeah, I'm just going to give up. If he shows me like pocket eight or something, then that's a shame. But I think our fold equity is really quite low on this ace river after he calls the turn probe. And there's nothing to say he hasn't just checked back a hand like ace X on the flop for deception, pot control, who knows why. I think it's most likely he just has a hand like pocket eights, but we might never get to find out. If he bets, we clearly can't fold. He just over bets. I mean, there's no idea what's going on here, but it's going to be way under bluff. The amount of bluffs he needs to put in his range to use his size and be balanced, he's just not going to find them. He's just not going to find them. I think when many players overbet flops and turns, they can quite often be leaning quite heavily on bluffs and draws, but river overbets as bluffs, they're as rare as rocking or shit, aren't they? Let's be honest. People just are. It's not too difficult to find an overbet on the turn when you've got two overs and a flush draw, for example, or an open ender. So it's not hard to find the overbets. When you get to rivers, I think, and you've got to like bluff sensibly, bluff appropriate frequencies using appropriate holdings with good blockers and unblockers, that's when the bluffs start to fall apart and they're just way too heavily leaning on value. When bluffs are easy to find, people will find them. When bluffs are hard to find, they just do not get found. And the ones that are bluffing are just bluffing. And I exclude myself in this, are just bluffing with random holdings. Because they're just trying to win the pot rather than trying to play poker with the sensible strategy. I think with these kings here, I'm just going to B75, decide. Folding if we get raised at any point. Actually get donked into. From a 26-6. This is going to be mergy as fuck. But I'm not keen to build a big pot just yet because this board can run out in many ways that make me not want to invest on future streets. This being one of them. He's now betting really big on the turn. I think we have a really easy fold. I think that's a trivially easy fold. I think when he does that, he's not betting sets anymore. So on the flop, it's very likely he was betting like a pair plus straight draw type. Or maybe he's betting a set and then just not giving a fuck and betting bigger on the turn when the value of his set has decreased relative to the board. Who knows? But one thing it wasn't is a hand that's worse than king very often. It can be incredibly frustrating facing players or playing in pools where passive players donk too much with like incredibly merged ranges because you're like it's a mind fuck. You're like, well, I know he's not fucking bluffing here, or maybe not bluffing, but I know he's way under bluffing here. But I'm still ahead of some of his fucking value range, and it's like knowing or getting a sense of when we can fast play versus a merged range, over when we just need to exercise a little bit of pot control as best we can and see what develops on future streets, etc. It's um, it's very interesting. Let me just play these jacks. It's a very interesting like game to play in when you've got lots of players like that. And again, it's not something you'll see if you're a six max player on a mainstream site. It's not something you'll see very often. But in these games, on the games I played on iPoker, in like in the skin that has its private rooms and on the apps, it's something you see a lot. Bad players just donking a lot. We've been check raised here. We've been check raised huge. This can be value. We're just going to have to go broke here because he can be check raising a hand like pocket eights, pocket nines. He's a bad player. He's playing a 56 V pip. If he's got a four, I mean, his limp called 7x, or if he's got a four or he's got a pocket five, it's good for him. I just think this can be like pocket nines and things too often. Or 10-8 offsuit, drawing stone dead. No fucking clue what was going on there, but I'm very much here for it. Pocket jacks here on the button facing someone playing 58-16. I think this is close between 3-bet and call. I don't think it's close anymore. I think when an 18V pip doesn't 3-bet an obvious recreational player, that jacks is always ahead of their range. Shouldn't say always, but nearly always. And I don't really want to go multi-way with jacks. So we will put the 3-bet in, or the squeeze in. Not the best of flops, because obviously the overcard. SPR way less than 1, so we don't need to bet this street necessarily. What am I going to do facing donk on the turn? Probably just go with my hand at this SPR. If he's got his beat, he's got his beat, I guess. This SPR, we just don't want to be going folding. I mean, we're just going to have to hope here he's got like some kind of draw, some kind of merge. We're not going to win here super often, but I think our hand's just too strong to fold. Yeah, he's got a flush draw with 1 overcard. Bugger. That's another one we could put in the, you're not just a non-reg, you're actually a whale. Another one for that camp. I really do enjoy these games, though. I enjoy Full Ring. I'm glad I've rediscovered Full Ring. And then he's hit and run. What a cunt. I'm glad I've rediscovered Full Ring. Just way prefer it to 6 max. Way prefer it. think King Queen O's just a fold here, even though we have 2 fish in the pot. I think we're just too early position to do much else. Maybe we could flat, but we might end up going multi-way with a offsuit hand. Then this can happen sometimes. Ace-6 suited. I think from earliest position, I think it's just a fold. Yeah, the ante's in the middle. You want to get after him, but I think it's just a fold. What I need to do is clearly a wreck, so he can get the green tag. Ace Jack, we shall ISO. I don't know if this guy limped or posted, but never mind. I'm going to go with the ISO anyway. For any of you who watched the Monday video and saw me check raise, turn like top pair into a bluff by check raising river, I ran that past some of the communities I'm in and some very good players. I think 4 out of 5 said it's a fucking punt, and one player said they liked it. I think from that, I'm going to assume that it probably was a punt. And that's not to downplay that one person said he likes its opinion. I think when most people say something to punt, it's probably a fucking punt, isn't it? No point getting out there seeking opinions, and then when you get them, being like, nah, fuck you. Oops, you see the phone, got a phone call, going to pause the video a minute. That phone call was from the young man I support's gran. His mum and dad are on holiday this week, so I'm having him longer hours. I wasn't supposed to be getting until 11, but his gran has said that he's just sat waiting, getting a little bit impatient. So I'm going to set off for him in about 15 minutes. So this video is going to be cut short. For that, I do apologise, but my mate Quinn is far more important than making an extra 20 minutes of fucking YouTube content. So this is going to be curtailed as a video. I'm going to squeeze the ace king up here. Now we're supposed to be getting at 11. I think when he's like with his mum, he's patient to wait, but he's quite profoundly autistic. I fucking love the lad. He's like my 4th child. And he will be a little bit disorientated with mum and dad not being around. And this is no disrespect to his gran whatsoever, he will see more of me than he will his gran. So, yeah, in fact, I'm feeling really quite guilty. So I'm going to set out of the tables now and then go and pick him up, because I don't like to think of him. One am I clicking? Global set out next blind. I don't like to think of him being like, oh, I don't know, where's Red Jack sort of thing. And I'm just here playing another 15 minutes of No Limit. So, yeah. Apologies for the cut short video. Second video in a row I've had to cut it short, but for very different reasons. This is in my opinion, very good reason. So, yeah, I make no apologies for it. Sure, people watching completely understand, and I'm equally sure you're not that fucking bothered about the video being shorter. 7-6 suited on the button. I think we can overlimp. Picking up the pocket kings, which we love to see. Getting an ace-side flop, which we don't love to see. Just going to go for one street of value on the end or pick off any merges on the river. Gonna bet now and just hope he calls it like all his bluff catches. Which he did. Pocket tens, just going to be a call. Could think about 3-betting versus someone playing 57-29. But I think call is just fine too. Checking, not looking to build a big pot at this precise moment in time. I'm going to bet a half pot here for value. Just like, don't just give a free ride to offsuit cards with a single diamond, etc. Win the pot. Where are these buttons at? Quite far off. I actually feel guilty. I need to go and pick my mate up. I feel bad. So we'll wrap it up here. We've won a little bit of money because we've got this big fat stack down here. We lost with the shorter stack up there. Apologies for again, another brief video. Well, I'm sure you'll understand, and if you don't, then it doesn't matter to me anyway. Cheers for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week with more of this content. This is the only content I'm going to be creating. Now, maybe once in a while, we'll do some app stuff reviews, but probably not. Yeah, have a great weekend, everybody. Hope the weather's good. Probably won't be. Oh, hang on, playing these tens first. Okay. We're going to need to bink a 10. This has to be one of the tightest formations ever. Under the gun open. Under the gun 1 3-bet. It's a very profitable spot to fucking just rip a 10 off, isn't it? Come on, fucking. Do I not need 46-second fucking disconnect protection at this point? Because the fucker's not coming back. We all know it. He ain't coming back. He's just fucking done whatever. He's just been like, nah, I'm out of here, mate. Can't be bothered. And then we've all got to waste fucking 50 seconds of our life because a cunt can't just fucking leave a table properly. After this, we're going to get fired a cold 4-bet and just have to fold, aren't we? That's what's going to happen here. Someone's going to fire a cold 4-bet in. We're going to have to fold our 10s. And I've wasted a minute of my life. And now this guy's in the tank. But he's had fucking time to decide what to do. Marvellous. Absolutely wonderful. $10, please, dealer. Pick me. Oh, that's a problem. I think I'm actually just going to fold the flop if he bets. Don't know what I'm going to do if he bets. We should, whatever he's going to do, we should do it a bit fucking quicker. Going to just half pot this turn. Hope this guy fucks off and stack off against this guy. Why is this hand taking so long? I'm just going to fold now. If it had jammed, I'd have called. When he raises non-all in off that stack at this SPR, oh, fuck it, I don't care. I'm all in. Probably a punt, but don't care. He hasn't Snapchat, so we like that. This is me just tilting because his hand's taken too fucking long, and I'm annoyed. And I don't want to compound that annoyance by fuck you running it twice. You'd piss me off taking it too long and just cashing out and fucking off. Good cash out, Reg. It would have triggered the shit out of me if a hand that just taken longer than I was happy with, I then got sucked out on the end. That would have really fucking triggered me. Nice way to end the video. Right, I've really got to run. So I'm out of here. Take care, everyone, and bye-bye for now.